Logical afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Vidhigya CLAT. And today we are here with a live session on a book review, which is my personal favorite. A book that has helped me through all the thick and thins, through all the up and downs in my life, throughout my life as a student. And still, I follow that book diligently. The book that we are talking about is none other than The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. With a title that interesting, the book was already a winner and it was highly intriguing and it made me curious in so many ways as to why such a title. Well, so let's begin. We are going to discover through this book journey and go through the ways and means how can this book be really helpful to you as a student, as someone who is pursuing CLAT as well. The book focuses on so many aspects, not only self-help, but other than that, it comes filled up with so many vocabulary and lot of insights the book is going to give you. And as per for beginners, this book is a gem which offers a beautiful language which is easy to understand. It will just float through your mind, and an added advantage, it will gather up all the beautiful feelings that you can come up with a positive insight. Once you are done reading the book, I'm sure you'll come up as a different person altogether. So let's start on this wonderful journey of the monk who sold his Ferrari. A must read book. Now, why do I say this a must read book? Well, for so many reasons listed here. Let's talk about it. An apt book for younger generation. Like I said, I just went by this book as a student. It has helped me a lot. Gaining self confidence, having a positive insight. The book is a Bible for younger generation, based on characters with legal background. For all those CLAT aspirants here, let me tell you, the book has a slight background of two main characters. The book is based on actually life of a lawyer. Well, other aspects being, we'll come to that later. But yeah, it gives a glimpse of a legal background as well. And it actually talks about the life of a successful lawyer. Talks about having balance in your life with your tight schedules, lot of hard work required, lot of discipline that is required in learning so many new things at one time. The book is going to help you immensely. It's filled with vocabulary and figures of speech. Talking about the vocab, the book offers you a very simple vocabulary which is easy to understand, also with a glimpse of some figurative tools which are also not that difficult to understand. So, as a beginner, you can start by reading this book and develop a good vocabulary sense. Easy to grasp, and lastly, it could be a life changer. Like I said earlier, once you are done reading this book, I'm sure you'll come out as a more positive person, a person who looks into things very differently. Okay, before we move on any further, let me give you a small summary of this book. Well, this book revolves around the life of a rich and successful lawyer, Julian. And talking about Julian, his salary is in seven figures and he owns a very enormous mansion. And yes, he is the owner of Ferrari, the one that he dearly adores. But what happens one day? While in the midst of a case going on, he experiences a severe heart attack and he collapses. The moment he collapses, he lands in a hospital, of course. But what is that major insight that he gets through all of that is he considers everything to be a waste now. He decides not to speak to anyone and he just fleds away. He gives up everything, the life that he has, the mansion, the Ferrari that he adores greatly. he gives up all of that and he just fleds away to India in search of peace. Being a successful lawyer, earning so much in life, but then again, what he did not have was peace. So he gives all that up in search of the sages. He climbs up the Himalayan highest peaks and mountains in search of the sages. Then he meets a yogi Raman who gives him the secret of life, who gives him some beautiful, simple, spiritual steps to follow in life, which changes his life forever with just one condition, being that he is supposed to spread all of this knowledge in the world. So, this book is about a positive vibe that is going to give you a discipline that is a much necessary thing right now when you are preparing for your exams. This gripping novel will hold you from the beginning. The moment I started reading this novel, I found it to be a treasure. Yes, the simple language, the grasping vocabulary, the point of view presented by the author, and an understanding which was there from the beginning. All of this made me fall in love with the book. Vocabulary, some words that we can find here are profound, tranquility, pioneered, fable, esocentric. Well, esoteric. Well, if you see the label, the book cover actually, it mentions a fable about fulfilling dreams. So, a fable here actually means just a collection of a story, you can say, a short story about the life teachings given by this fictional character, Julian. Also, there are other words you'll find profound and tranquility. The words profound and tranquility you'll find a lot in this book because this book talks about how a person can achieve peace, that is tranquility, profound, meaning intense. What gives you intense peace at heart? What gives you intense and profound calmness in your life? What gives you intense discipline? So, this word profound is going to occur again and again many times in the book. So, like I said, this book offers a wonderful vocabulary, which I'm sure is a need of the hour. So, this book can be a good way to start enhancing your vocabulary. Moving on to the next few words, pioneered is to achieve something and develop a skill or get mastery at something, learn some new method, all of that. Lastly, we have esoteric, that is likely to be understood by only a few number of people. Reason being, this book is also could be your first book because it offers a fair amount of figurative speech as well. See, writers use figurative tools in all sorts of ways to enhance their writing, to give a clear and a beautiful message instead of just stating something simply. Isn't this the use of figurative tools? So why not get a knack of figurative tools through some books? Reading is the best way to enhance your vocab. That is what I believe. So coming to figurative tools used in this book, and listed here are burning curiosity. When I say burning curiosity, curiosity, I'm sure you understand, when you have that um, will to understand, will to learn something new, when you are curious, that undying will of learning something new, that is curiosity. So, burning here is referred as the undying, the boiling, your immense will to know something. That is why they've mentioned burning curiosity using a figurative tool, that is personification. Curiosity being abstract, it's a feeling. How can it burn? So we have used personification here. The author has used the tool personification wherein the abstract curiosity is being denoted as burning. Coming to the next one, soaking in the gifts of nature. Gifts of nature being, see, like I said, this book talks about Julian giving up his lavish lifestyle and a seven-figure salary just to explore peace and tranquility in the Himalayan regions with the sages. So this tranquility is what he achieves by soaking as in not literally immersing in it, but taking in inside him, within him, the gifts of nature, that is the light of the sun, the morning sun, and the beauty of the serene and calm environment, air flowing, and the greenery, the scenery, all of that, nature in its whole. So, soaking is just feeling. So, the figurative tool here again is used to dignify and denote the feelings that are what the author is trying to tell about Julian, what Julian might be feeling with those sages in the Himalayan mountains. First rays of the Indian sun danced along the colorful horizon. Again, personification is used here once again, wherein we are saying rays of the Indian sun danced. So, rays being again abstract, just the light, how can they dance? So, personification is the tool which has been focused here once again. Lastly, the purpose of life is a life of purpose. The figurative tool that we observe here is chiasmus. The figurative tool chiasmus talks about repetition of a few words from one phrase to another. For example, the purpose of life, the repetition of the same phrase but in inverted manner, is a life of purpose. So, talking about figurative tool, these are just few of many. Once you start reading the book, you'll realize how an effective writing can make you curious to learn more and more. Another thing that come as an advantage from reading this book are the quotations. The quotations could be life changing if you follow these in your daily routine. In fact, the book comes with clearly given steps to indulge in so as to change your life. Apart from a good vocab and figurative tools, and the point of view presented by the author, where he is clearly stating the purpose of Julian's life, how it changed from being someone enjoying the merriments in life to someone who is ready to give all of this up just to attain peace and tranquility and discover the true meaning of life. So, these quotations are going to be really helpful because of the hectic, the pressurized, and hard-working life that you guys are in right now. So, I think the discipline, some words of motivation, and the will to keep on doing more and more is something that every one of us requires. You will never be able to hit a target that you cannot see. Yes, how truly said. Until and unless you know where are you aiming at, how are you going to hit it? So once you are aware that I have to clear my CLAT examination with so and so marks and so zeal, that energy is going to come automatically. So clarity is what is must at this point of time while you are preparing. Be patient and live with the knowledge that you are searching for is certain to come if you prepare for it and expect it. See, good things happen if you think good. Expect the needful. Negativity is going to depress you, and the distress caused by this much negativity is ultimately not going to give you any results. So I insist each and every one of you to think positive and also expect that you can achieve this at all times. Never let a moment fade you. Blaming others is nothing more than excusing yourself. Well, now this is a point that every one of us, I think, clearly understands. Blame game never works. Take opportunity and take responsibility of your actions. Life is going to offer with so many different opportunities, but how many of us are able to seize it? Do not get disturbed by some negative remarks. Do not get disturbed by some low marks in life and the marks that you are giving. Do not discourage yourself. Always encourage and stop blaming anyone and anything for your doings. If once your results are not just fine, always have another chance. Give yourself another chance. Do not just sit with that. I won't be able to do anything. Ab mera kuch nahi ho sakta. Let's not do that. We are in the practicing phase right now, and practice makes a man perfect. So do not give up until the end. Learn. You can be a fool for 5 minutes if you ask a question. However, you are a fool for a lifetime if you hesitate to ask a question. This calls out to each and every one of you who are afraid of asking a question, who hesitate of asking a question in front of anyone. See, if you miss that opportunity, you will keep questioning yourself for your entire life. So I think this is for all of us who are hesitant in asking any question. See, let us decide if your question is, um, if that makes you a fool or not. Why are you thinking it on your, like, yourself? Don't come up with such weird imaginations. In fact, just utilize each and every moment. Whenever you feel like that something is not clear to you, take that opportunity and clear it then and there instead of just carrying it up with you. So I think one who questions is the one who earns more success as compared to the one who didn't even bother. Learn to say no. When you are saying yes to an unimportant thing, you are saying no to an important one. The power of no. The power of no is like the ultimate thing one can ever have. Saying yes to petty things is going to waste your time. And at this moment, time is the most precious thing that you have. Okay? So learn to say no to things that you think are going to distract you from your goal. Never regret your past, rather embrace it as the teacher that it is. Yes, with every passing test that you give, with every fallen mock, take it as a teacher. Something to learn always, something to gain, and try to create a pattern that where did I go wrong and what more is to do. Work out everything. Planning, correct use of time, and discipline. I'm sure you will be unbeatable. Some lessons learned which I would like to display. And I'm very happy about the experience that I had after reading the book. And I urge everyone to read this book, not only for the sake of a good beginner book or a good vocabulary book, but also that added advantage of having a positivity in your life, a discipline. So, few lessons learned from this book include respect your time, do the things you fear most. Enjoy the little things of life. See, we are on a journey that requires your hard work and discipline mostly. But let's not forget this journey is part of our life. And let's not give away the happiness that we have from little things. I'm sure this is the time that you are going to remember throughout your life. So practice good things, learn good values, respect others, and follow a good routine. A good life starts with a good routine. Taking everything for granted is not going to take you anywhere. Okay? So please respect your time and discipline at the most. Cultivate your mind. Your outer life improves if you build your inner world. Having good thoughts, being positive, is going to reflect in your work also. At times when we are struggling with concepts, at times when we are struggling with not getting an answer right every single time, be positive. I know this is just a practice phase, and like I said, practice makes a man perfect. So do not give up practicing, continue with whatever you are doing. But yes, whenever required, change your strategy because walking on a dead end is like simply wasting a time. So work out with your teachers, work out with people who motivate you. Just ask them, where am I going wrong? What more I can do? Introspect yourself, look inside you, come up with answers. I'm sure writing down your goal is going to help here. Do not forget, do not just derail from your goal. Practice daily act of kindness. See, you must be wondering how doing a kind deed is going to affect my life, where people are doing wrong with me every waking hour. Well, trust me, being kind is not going to hurt anyone. At least that act of kindness is going to be is going to come back to you. Not from that same person, but maybe from someone else. So, an act of kindness and discipline followed in your life, waking up early, following a good routine, noting down your goal, working on it, strategizing your life is what this book comes filled with it. So if you are in any way disturbed as to where to begin learning my vocabulary, you can start with this novel, Monk Who Sold His Ferrari by Robin Sharma. See, the title itself is very intriguing and it does contain a figurative tool. That figurative tool is paradox. Paradox talks about a completely contradicting line. So here the title being The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari is in itself a contradiction. That is what made me jump for the book. How a monk who gives up everything already, how does he own a Ferrari first to give up? So this pun and paradoxical title was intriguing in the first place. And the book, as I started reading more and more, the book was a good help, great help in my student life, and I recommend it to everyone to go through it and underline the vocab, which is very nice and very simple to understand. And you can learn some great synonyms as well, very like meaning words together given, and the book comes with so many n number of quotes. All right. So once you read this book, please mention how did you like it. That's all for today. Stay logical, everyone, with Vidhigya, your best pal in CLAT Preps.